Welcome to Night Crossings Jam. I'm Michael Abels. With us is guitarist Ryan Coon. Now, if you tune in regularly to Night Crossings, you hear his music frequently, and he is one of our Kansas performers. Ryan is zooming in from a performance venue in downtown Hutchinson called the Foxtrot, which is located a short trot from the Fox Theater. Welcome, Ryan. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Well, it's great to hear you again. You sound good, and we'd love to hear from you as far as the music that you're currently doing. Tell us, but first, some of our audience may never have heard our past jams featuring you. So tell us a little bit about yourself, in particular, your background in music.
Well, I've been playing guitar for 20 years, and I started in like school band and everything else, but I started playing live, I'd say probably about 15 years ago when I started playing in bands. And I taught guitar and I did a bunch of other stuff and just kept pursuing it and was able to produce the past three records, Un Sui, The Way, and the new one, of course, is working out really well. And I know you guys really enjoyed everything with Talking Soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking to work on number 4. I started on number 4 already, so I really want to make the best of it and just keep going. And it's just so cool to be a local guy walking down the street and get to be part of Radio Kansas and doing everything else. So,
well, thank you. I understand you started out performing electric guitar. I'm curious to know who was your greatest inspiration for that instrument.
So I still pretty obsessively listen to Joe Satriani. His new record and what he's doing is really incredible. And I still like the big Andy McKee, of course, is from Topeka. And I know Andy, I've met him on numerous occasions. And he's a super passionate guy. And so between Andy McKee and Joe Satriani, kind of that hybrid is really where I've been pushing. I've been getting really more into the, not electric side necessarily on the guitar. I have been playing a lot more electric guitar with leads, but the hybrid piece, which you can hear more on the record, how there's a lot more going on now, and there's actually some distortion leads on some tracks on an acoustic record, which is very cool, and it's very mirrors what Satriani has done on his recent records.
Well, we'd love to hear you play some music from one of your albums. What can you do for us today?
I'll admit, a lot of what I have now is getting more dependent upon the looping sections because I build 5-6 guitar layers to create some really cool sounds. But I still have plenty of stuff I could play for you. I'm going to go ahead and go back a ways and start with Good Times. And it's about 6 years old, but it's always a fan favorite. So,
why did you call it Good Times?
I mean, it was always simple. I'm absolutely terrible at writing names for tracks, and which my wife can attest to, and I'm sure my friends can, but I'm just absolutely awful at this. So I've got to, I just want to play the guitar, and I usually will play things that I don't have titles for at live, and I'll say, hey, what do you guys think? Or we'll do like an online poll. I've got a new track that I'm working on. I plan to do a poll online and get some ideas that way because I'm absolutely awful. I mean, there's no lyrics, so a lyricist has it easy. They have like whatever's the main part in the chorus, they can put that as their song title. Me, it's more of a feeling, and it just felt good to play Good Times. So it's like, hey, I'm having a good time playing this, so Good Times. Just don't overcomplicate your titles, basically.
Well, let's have some good time.
All right. Give me just a second. I'm gonna double check my tuning here.
Nice. That was good times from the album Unsui.
Yeah, that goes way back. So,
All
but
right.
yeah, I admittedly, I think a lot of artists we don't play everything we've always, I think we want to evolve. We always kind of shoot for that hour or so set, so we're not going to play. We can't play everything.
Mm-hmm.
And as players, we're our worst enemies. So we go back and we listen to old tracks, and we're just like, man, I could have done that so much better, or I'm going to rewrite that, or I don't love that anymore. So I'm going to move on and to greener pastures on the music front. So there's definitely a lot of tracks I don't play anymore, and that's one that I always have to throw in to the set list because
Mm-hmm.
it's fun to play, it feels good to play, so and it just has there's this happy note underneath of it, and I kind of upstep, that you're having a great day.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you just tuned in, we're here with us tonight is Ryan Coon. You hear his music frequently performed on night crossings, and Ryan is zooming in from a performance venue in downtown Hutchinson called the Foxtrot. And we're happy to have him here tonight for our Night Crossings Jam. Well, let's hear a little bit more about you, Ryan. Are you currently teaching?
I am not. So by happenstance, I taught guitar for 10 years and private lessons, and I was doing this quite a bit. And right, literally the winter before COVID's happened, I had chose to take a break, and I had shut down all my lessons. And just so happened that happened. So it actually worked in my favor in a way because I wasn't counting on the income at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I really hadn't taken more than a couple of weeks off in 10 years. And that's a really long time
Yeah.
for any teacher, to not take a break. So it's been good. Every once in a while I'll miss it and I'll want to carry that on a little bit, but I definitely don't plan anytime soon to embark upon teaching full time or taking lots of students again.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're a self-taught musician. Is that because you are just exceptionally talented that you were able to develop such a great style?
Who knows? I mean, I always hate, any guitarist, like, they don't want to say, yes, I'm talented, and say, yes, I'm good guitar player, because, you're talking about yourself, and that's never a good thing. So, I think in music, I always knew I was going to do something. I started playing brass, so I loved music and marching band, and I was always super excited. One of the most first memories I have of being super proud of musicianship, or really a proud moment in my life, was marching band and like getting high scores and doing all of that stuff. And then in college, transitioning as a music major into the guitar world, finding my muse finally. So I think that was really awesome. And I think everyone you have to have some natural ability to tune into this to be good at it. But like you'll hear from any master, like professional player, rehearsal is absolute. If you don't rehearse a lot, you're never gonna excel at anything, and that can be in any walk of life, I would say.
Well, tell me about your creative process. What leads you into a song?
So I still am guilty of doing lots of noodling, which a lot of players. I've slowly, when I recorded this last record, which I did entirely in home, in a bedroom, it taught me a lot. I've been playing 20 years now, so you'd think that I would have picked this up a long time ago, but after 20 years, I'm starting to realize how to slow down and really write on that process. But my process, even for this record, a lot of the material I'd had for a while, and I'd never had been able to put it on a record. So given the recent probably past 5 years of technology, with home studio recording, giving me that ability to record a guitar part and then build upon it and experiment and be comfortable failing, and I don't have to reveal it to the world until I love it. And that's a blessing and a curse, because I could have held on to the record another 2 years, and my peers and friends and my wife basically had to kick me out the door and say, "You're putting this out. Stop trying to fix stuff that's not wrong, because you think people won't like it." So I just had to go out of my shell and record it. But just the process, it's relatively stayed the same. But thanks to the looping technology and the recording set now, I get to hear myself instantly, and I get to try stuff instead of it just being purely on paper. I get to hear the chord transitions and the various components relatively quickly. So I think it has accelerated the writing process quite significantly, and my ability to do the looping has allowed me to do some really neat things with harmony without using pedals, basically.
Well, we'd love to hear you play some more of your music. Does this next piece have a story behind it?
Not a particular one I can remember. I mean, I'm gonna play "Catch the Moon" for you, and this is actually off Talking Soul, the new record from last year. And I can't remember. I think when I was playing it, I was thinking about just the moon and just kind of reaching up and grabbing it. Kind of had like a mental image when I was listening to the track. And the live performance, like a lot of my music, is slightly altered from the CD recording because I did some extra layering work to make it feel better and for like a radio experience, basically. But it's still effectively the exact same tune.
Well, let's hear it. Well, thank you for joining us tonight for Night Crossings Jam. With us is Ryan Coon, and we have some more music by him, I hope, from you, Ryan. What do you have next for us?
Well, I'm going to play a little something that doesn't have a title. This is for the next record. So this will be its first debut. I'm going to give you guys the exclusive, so to speak.
Thank you very much.
And in classic Ryan style, I was working on it yesterday, and it's not done. But I just think I want to share it because I love the concept of it, and I love where it's going. And I think you guys will really appreciate what's behind it. So I don't have a song title. So if anybody has any ideas, like as per normal, could come up with it for me, I'd appreciate it. So
All right. I'll think of one while you're playing.
Okay, and so for the guitar junkies, it's in the normal. I'm playing a DADGAD open tuning, and I'm actually capo tuning to bring it up into a normal range, but it's like an E open. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. So here we go.
Ryan Coon performing here out of the Foxtrot, zooming into Radio Kansas studios. And thank you for joining us tonight, Ryan. I appreciate you taking the time out to let us know where you are in your music. And we hope to have you come back to us and bring us some brand new music from your new album.
Definitely will.